excluding people, and stigmatizing them. Because the aggressor can remain anonymous and the possibility of retaliation is consequently reduced, these acts are much less dangerous, and here the sex difference virtually disappears. Archer, 2004. The traditional question has been, why are men so willing to risk their lives in violent confrontations? A convincing account was provided by Daly and Wilson, 1983, and rests on men's polygynous mating strategy. Desire to mate with multiple females causes intense male competition. Operational sex ratio, the number of reproductively available members of each sex, is always skewed toward too many men because when women are pregnant or lactating they are effectively removed from the pool of prospective mates. If 10% of men 78. High stakes and low risks, women and aggression have a monopoly on 50% of the available female population, other men are faced with the possibility of going to the graves childless unless they fight for their share of reproductive opportunity. So men have been pitted against one another to win a larger share of the next generation's gene pool than their rivals, and the route to that prize was to compete for as many mating opportunities as possible. The disparity between male winners and losers is great. Men who win, win very big. Those who lose, leave no descendants whatsoever. To put it more technically, the variance in reproductive success among men is greater than that among women. Emperor Mole Ishmael's 888 children outstrip the women champions' total of 69 by a considerable margin. Even today under official monogamy, the disparity between the sexes in reproductive success continues. The variance in the number of children produced is 10% higher in men than women because, after a divorce, they more often marry younger spouses, a strategy of serial polygyny. Men with 3 wives during their lifetime have 19% more children than those who stayed with one, but additional husbands make no difference to women's output of children. Jokler, Rotkirch, Rickard, Pette, and Lumar, 2010. Bigger prizes warrant greater risks. Males engage in risky physical aggression because the possible reproductive returns offset the risks. Remember that we are not speaking of men consciously and deliberately vying with each other to inseminate women. Male sexual competitiveness was forged long before the advent of our species because aggressive males left behind a bigger share of their genes than their more restrained peers. In primate species, including our own, male competitiveness does not always appear to be about females, although a remarkable number of assaults between men are directly connected with romantic triangles, but they are about achieving dominance over other males, which is associated with greater reproductive success. In these days of contraception, some people find this whole notion preposterous. Victors of Saturday night brawls, even when those fights are about women, rarely have impregnation in mind. Contraception has effectively severed the link between sex and reproduction. The fact that we have welcomed contraception so warmly is evidence that human reproductive success was a product of our enthusiasm for making love, not for making babies. As long as sex naturally led to pregnancy, selection only needed to ensure a keen interest in sex. Effective and easily available contraception has been with us for barely a century, and this is insufficient time to upset several 100,000 years of evolutionary pressure. The fact that men desire women, and lots of them, and are willing to fight for them is part of male evolved psychology. The aggression equation 79. With mating opportunities center stage, it seemed that women had little reason to compete. If they wanted sex, men would be only too happy to accommodate them. As Simons, 1979, rather tersely put it, I trust no one believes that women compete for opportunities to copulate. Because of men's sexual eagerness, women were assumed to breed at their maximum rate. Daly and Wilson. 1983. If so, there should be virtually no variance in female reproductive success. But we now know that this is incorrect. Stockley and Bro-Jorgensen, 2011. Females vary in their ultimate reproductive success because some are better than others at the twin challenges of motherhood, feeding their children and protecting them from danger. You and I are here today because we came from a long line of successful mothers. And, when resources are scarce, motherhood means competition. But the intensity of that competition is constrained because, as we saw in Chapter 2, mothers are so vital to the survival of their progeny. Raising offspring to maturity means avoiding injury and death. so female competition